Have you ever wondered why the car market seems to be in turmoil this year? It's affecting both new and used cars. In 2023, the car market is going through a major shake-up. First, there's a problem with new cars. Let's take a look. Think about the changes in car prices over the past 3 years. First, they went way up, creating a huge bubble. Now experts are saying we're about to see the biggest drop in car prices we've ever seen. Why? Well, there are a ton of cars available, but not as many people wanting to buy them. That means at high prices we've seen can't come last. That is just about new cars. It's affecting used ones too. In fact, some cars have already lost a lot of their value this year. We've gathered data and listened to experts who are giving us a clear warning. A big problem in the car market is happening right now. It's like a big shift from what we've been used to, and it's something we should all pay attention to. Manufacturers are finding it tough to make as many as before because few people are buying new cars. As a result, they're slowing down production. The prices of used cars are dropping faster than a roller coaster, but guess what? They haven't hit rock bottom yet. Remember the fancy Tesla Model S? It's not as hot as it used to be. It's now sitting on the market for an average of 88 days before someone decides to take it home. And the price? Well, it's not as electric as before. It's dropped from almost $70,000 in January to around $65,000. So what's the big deal, you ask? Well, it's not just about cars. It's about the economy. Big banks like JP Morgan and Morgan Stanley are waving red flags, saying this car crisis could mess up our economy and financial markets. But how does this affect you, the average person? Well, if you're planning to buy a car soon, you might want to wait to see if prices drop even more. And if you're selling, well, be prepared for a longer wait and possibly a lower price tag. Ford Marquis used to cost nearly $4,700 at the beginning of the year, but now it's selling for just $442,500. But it's not just Ford feeling the heat. The Land Rover Discovery Sport is hanging around for 74 days on dealer lots, and its price has plummeted from $36,000 to $3,206. Cadillac's XT4 is taking 72 days to find a new owner, and it's now priced at $31,600, down from $33,400 earlier this year. Tesla's Model X, well, it's spending 71 days on dealership floors and is going for $7,835, a far cry from its $77,900 price tag in January. Even the Range Rover, a symbol of luxury, is sitting for 68 days and its price dropped from $79,333 to $75,600. Chevrolet Blazer, it's waiting for 69.5 days. It costs only $31,644 compared to $38,750 before. The Chrysler 300 is selling after an average of 64.7 days and the price is now $25,200. In this current situation, where many buyers are finding it impossible to afford cars, a crash in the car market is inevitable. The real question is when it will happen, and experts are sounding the alarm. We can already see that car prices are starting to drop significantly, but they're telling us that the upcoming collapse will be worse than anything we've seen before, including the auto market crisis of 2008. The good news is that supply chain problems are getting better, so there are more cars available. However, the bad news is that we're going from a situation where there weren't enough cars to one where there are too many. As a result, the prices of many vehicles are falling much faster than anyone expected. According to recent reports, global car production will be 6% higher than sales, meaning there will be an extra 5 million cars that need to be sold, and to do that, prices will have to be cut. It's like a flood of cars hitting the market and it's causing prices to plunge. Oh, and there's one more thing. The United Auto Workers Union has gone on strike. The UAW strike has hit not one, not two, but three major automakers: General Motors, Ford, and Stellantis, formerly Fiat Chrysler. It's the first time that such a strike has hit all three of them at the same time. Over 12,000 workers have walked off the job, demanding better pay and benefits. Right now, they're focusing on one assembly plant at each of these companies. Now, why does this matter so much? Well, these three automakers are responsible for a whopping 43% of all new cars sold in the US. That's a huge chunk of the market. So if this strike continues for a few more weeks, it could seriously mess up the supply of popular vehicles and send car and truck prices soaring. Now, it's still too early to predict how long this strike will last or how many car plants will be affected, but one thing is clear. Consumers are already getting jittery about how this will impact their ability to buy a new car or used car or even get their existing car repaired. This labour strike could have serious consequences for the entire US economy. JP Morgan's analysts are sounding the alarm. They warn if the United Auto Workers secures a significant wage increase, they're aiming for a 40% raise over 4 years, it could trigger inflation in various industries and consumers will feel the pinch. It looks like America's businesses and policymakers are about to face another inflation headache. To give you an idea of how this could impact the average person, imagine the higher car prices alone could add 2 percentage points to the monthly consumer price index. That index measures how much the prices of everyday things are going up. In this case, it's because transportation costs, including cars, make up about 16% of the CPI. If new car prices soar at a time when there aren't many cars on the market and there's a significant wage hike for workers, it could quickly reverse the recent decline in inflation numbers. And just when you thought that was enough, oil prices are on the rise again. They're looking at hitting $100 a barrel, and this is a problem because higher oil prices can drive up costs of pretty much everything. So right now we're dealing with the possibility of more inflation, and that's not what anyone needs, especially with gasoline prices already surging across the United States. In a nutshell, it's a turbulent time and consumers are caught in the middle of a complicated economic drama. The situation is getting pretty dicey, especially for the Federal Reserve policymakers and everyone involved in financial markets. Remember how supply chain issues and semiconductor shortages along with part shortages played a significant role in driving up inflation to levels we haven't seen in over 40 years? The problem is that they might have to raise interest rates a little bit longer than they initially thought to bring inflation back under control. This puts investors, companies and banks at risk because they have a lot of exposure to auto loans. For years, Wall Street made a pretty penny from subprime auto loans, and investors couldn't get enough of them because they historically brought in attractive returns, even during economic downturns. In fact, since 2020, the total auto loan balance in the US has surged by 28%, reaching over $1.5 trillion, making it the fastest growing type of consumer debt. Lenders bundled these loans together and sold them as securities on Wall Street, often touting them as safe investments. They even sold bonds containing $76 billion in subprime loans in 2021 and 2022, believing that most borrowers would keep up with their payments. But now the winning streak seems to be ending. Some prominently used auto lenders are facing either a wave of failed loans or increased regulatory scrutiny. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is suing several lenders over potentially predatory practices. The trouble started becoming evident when American Car Center, a lender for customers with troubled credit histories, abruptly closed its 400 dealerships and filed for bankruptcy in late February. Fast forward to today, and loan delinquencies and defaults are skyrocketing. The number of subprime borrowers who are owed at 60 days behind on their auto loan payments is at its highest level since at least 2017. With pandemic aid programs ending and the Federal Reserve rising multiple times, more and more Americans are struggling to make their loan payments. The worrying part is that a scenario of mass defaults doesn't seem all that distant anymore, and it could trigger a sudden meltdown in the US economy. Now we're witnessing the start of a historic car market crash, and you don't need a crystal ball to see it. The signs are all around us. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comment section. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more videos.